What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Noah Gray here, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Josh's channel and check out showmefootball.com for more.
What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan of showmefootball.com and arrowheadaddict.com. I apologize that I am a little bit late on this topic, on this news. I wanted to make a video yesterday, but I was pretty busy, so I just ended up not doing it. But definitely wanted to give you guys my thoughts on this. But the Kansas City Chiefs have restructured Patrick Mahomes' contract. From Adam Schefter of ESPN, the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes have restructured his agreement, giving him $210.6 million between 2023 and 2026, the most money in NFL history over a 4-season span. His compensation for those years is now guaranteed. Also, the Chiefs and Mahomes plan to revisit the agreement again after the 2026 season, as told to ESPN by Equity Sports CEO Chris Cabot, who negotiated the deal on Mahomes' behalf. At My Sports Update on Twitter also went on to clarify that this is not changing the length of Patrick Mahomes' contract from 10 years. He still has 9 years remaining on the deal. Essentially, what this is the Chiefs pumping in more money to the next few years of Patrick Mahomes' contract to make up for where the market has gone since Mahomes originally signed his 10-year deal. And I know what a lot of people are thinking, or I know what a lot of people thought when they first saw the news of this deal and Patrick Mahomes getting more money. He will now be the highest paid player in the NFL over the next 4 years. And a lot of people are going, what the heck happened? What happened to that awesome deal that he signed that gave the Chiefs a bunch of cap flexibility and he was playing for pennies on the dollar? It was a team-friendly deal. Here's the thing with that. So my biggest inspiration for starting my YouTube channel was Ryan Tracy of RGR Football. He was the one that made me feel like I could also do this and start making Chiefs content. I respect his opinion more than just about anyone else's. I love what he does. He is very smart. He is spot on his analysis. And one thing that he always said, and I had him on my channel over the offseason, and I asked him specifically about this because I always remembered him mentioning it. He said from the day that Patrick Mahomes signed that 10-year deal, the team and Mahomes acknowledged that it was going to be team-friendly, but that there was always going to be a day where Patrick Mahomes came back to the table asking for more. That was always going to happen. And for those of you that have followed that ideology, that have followed what Ryan Tracy has said, this does not surprise you. We just didn't know when it was going to happen. Well, it happened yesterday, and Mahomes got his new deal. He came back to the table, and Patrick Mahomes was never going to let himself sit there and become the 15th highest paid quarterback in the league while all these other guys jumped him. That was just never going to happen. And it would have been unfair of Chiefs fans to ask Patrick Mahomes to be the 10th to 15th highest paid quarterback in the league and not have something to say about it. You know, you saw all these other quarterbacks get their deals like Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, and they were all making more than Patrick Mahomes. Even though Patrick Mahomes is a lot better than all of those guys. And he has 2 Super Bowl rings, and he has 2 MVPs. But again, a lot of people are going, what the heck? Like, Mahomes is chasing Tom Brady. Why would he not follow the Tom Brady approach of taking less money? Well, Mahomes did take less money. Even though at the time that he actually signed his 10-year deal, everyone was saying that he's overpaid, the Chiefs are going to be in cap hell. That deal made him the highest paid quarterback in the league, and everyone was saying, oh, well, this isn't team-friendly. But then over time, we saw that Patrick Mahomes' deal actually was extremely team-friendly, and if you know the way that the quarterback market works, or just the NFL in general, how their economics work, the cap is constantly rising, whether it's from TV deals, gambling money, the cap is rising every single year. And so the players make more money. And the next guy to get paid always resets the market. And this is going to be no different than that. Essentially, with this contract, it still benefits the Chiefs in several ways. And I will talk about that more in a second. But But this contract is not going to put the Chiefs in cap hell. That's not what this is. Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated actually did a really nice job breaking this down. He even talked about the fact that this restructure, it doesn't add any new years or new money to the contract. It's just pumping money from contract over the next 10 years into just the next 4 years, and then the team will revisit and renegotiate again in a few years. And they're raising Mahomes' salary over the next 4 years to fairly pay him what other quarterbacks are making. So while it gives Mahomes a bigger price tag over the next 4 years, this still gives the Chiefs plenty of room to play with restructures in the future, moving Mahomes' money again. We'll talk about the roster bonus thing in a second, that kind of restructure that the Chiefs have had. They've had that option the past few off seasons to open cap space. And I think what needs to be acknowledged is, even though Mahomes is being given a fair market deal with this contract restructure, and he's being put back towards the top of highest paid quarterbacks, the same exact thing is going to happen when he originally signed the 10-year extension. Other quarterbacks are going to end up being paid more. We're going to look back in another 4 or 5 years, and guess what? Patrick Mahomes is going to be further down the list again, because that's the way the market works. Mahomes' original contract was always designed to be played around like this, to be molded where it could best fit both the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes' needs. And everyone is wondering, where does this benefit the team? Where does this benefit the Chiefs? Because when Mahomes signed that original 10-year deal, he did it because it also benefited the Chiefs. And everyone's wondering why the Chiefs were incentivized to do this contract restructure. Albert Breer highlighted this best. As for the player-team partnership here, Mahomes and the Chiefs agreed to push the roster bonus dates back to May, allowing the team to wait on how to restructure the coming year's money until after free agency and the draft. That, long-term, will give the team more flexibility to be creative in acquiring veterans to put around Mahomes. And I don't think people realize how huge that actually is, because the past few off seasons, the Chiefs have been kind of guessing as to how much money they needed to open up when restructuring Mahomes' contract, converting his roster bonus. It's an option they've had over the past several years. They haven't used it all the time, but they've typically used it at times where they thought they were going to need the money. And to give you guys an example as to how this really helps the Chiefs, let's take this past offseason, for example. DeAndre Hopkins became a free agent late in the offseason, but with the Chris Jones stuff going on, the Chiefs were strapped for cash. But the deadline to restructure Mahomes' contract had already passed, or converting his roster bonus, that deadline had already passed. They didn't think that Hopkins would be available to them. And now, with this being the case where it got pushed back to May instead of March, the Chiefs can make their moves in free agency and the draft, and then open up the money that they need, instead of opening up the money that they think they're going to need, and then later on regretting not opening up more money, so that acquiring a DeAndre Hopkins late in the offseason is an option, and the Chiefs can do that. They'll be in on more veterans that they probably wouldn't have been in on before because they didn't open the money to do so. And so just having that option to convert Mahomes' roster bonus later in the offseason helps a ton. And I want to stress to people that this contract restructure still gives the team a ton of flexibility while also paying Patrick Mahomes what he deserves. So, yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on this contract restructure. I think it's a win-win for both sides. But I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on the Chiefs restructuring Patrick Mahomes' contract? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know down below. With all that being said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this. And make sure you check out my work on showmefootball.com and arrowheadaddict.com. And I will see you all in the next one. Go Chiefs!